We had TJ Dillashaw on Food Truck. He also fights this Saturday. TJ, if you haven't seen the Food Truck, it's a fun one. I had a friend like, man, I wish you would talk more about PEDs and what he was dealing with. Dude, that's not what I do. I don't give a flying fuck that he's on PEDs. I don't care. And you're going to get it all this week leading up to it. I'm sure all the MMA media is going to ask him about it. I don't care. We got to move on from that. Yep, he served his 2-year suspension. What else you want to do? We got to move on. Was he on it when he fought other guys? They tested all his shit. They didn't find anything. Move on. You got to move on. And for TJ, fighting Corey Sandhagen, they know each other. They come from similar camps. I talked to all my boys who train Corey and train with him and his coaches this morning. They're all like, dude, this is a landslide for Corey, man. Like this is an easy fight for him.
What?
I'm like, what? And, on Food Truck, I asked TJ, I go, dude, 2-year layoff, man. It's tough to be active. Come back, ring rust, a real deal. Look at fucking Connor, dude. Some guys don't believe in it, but, dude, it's a real thing for a lot of guys. And for TJ, he goes, no, they wanted to give me, someone not ranked in the top 5, and I told them no. And he was like, I was supposed to get a title shot. I was supposed to fight the winner of Peter Yan, Aljamain Sterling, but obviously with the illegal knee, that's out the window. So I wanted the next best thing, and that's Corey Sandhagen. He's like, this is a good matchup for me. I'm like, after 2 years, though, dude? He's like, that's what I want. Yeah, you get going, man. What is he, 34, 33? He's like, I got to get going. This is a good matchup for me. We know each other. I've trained with him. I know where I'm better than he is. So, I'd like to see him dust the old gloves off and get a warm-up fight, but that's not what TJ wants to do. And you forget when TJ was suspended, he 4 wins in a row, man. He's a monster. He's a fucking monster. You almost have forgot. I don't really want to pick a winner here, but I will say this. Corey's never been outside of 3 rounds. He's very dangerous on the feet. I think he definitely has a striking advantage over TJ when it comes to his knees and his length, and he's obviously the taller fighter. I think he'll be better in the clinch. TJ has championship experience. TJ gets better as the rounds go on. I'd say TJ's footwork and mixing it up is better as far as transition to striking to grappling is better. And I think the big thing for me, why I lean towards TJ a little bit, granted, this is us assuming it's vintage TJ after a 2-year layoff. If he has any hiccups or a slow start, he's going to get knocked down the first, second round. But let's say TJ's ready to go, his mental state, he's ready to go, ring rust isn't a factor for him, and it's vintage TJ, man, his cardio and his wrestling is going to be a problem for Corey. Corey's been taking down every single fight besides the Frankie Edgar one because he knocked him out so fast. But, Corey doesn't have great takedown defense. His takedown defense are those knees and threatening the knees, so guys are hesitant to shoot in. But he's been taken down in damn near every fight that he's had in the UFC besides that Frankie Edgar fight, and he knocked him out in 28 seconds, where the fuck it was. So, I do think that's going to be a factor, and especially for a guy like TJ, if you do have ring rust, the best way to knock that off or in the first, second round is by taking a guy down, and that's his advantage. I think Corey is dangerous. His jiu-jitsu really comes from his guard, but in transitions, like his darts, his anacondas, not so much. So I think TJ has a huge advantage when it comes to the takedowns. I do not know what's going to happen in this fight. I wish I could call it. I cannot call this fight. Love both guys, rooting for both guys. There's something about, what TJ's gone through and him basically being the Lance Armstrong of fucking the UFC now, him being, older, like this is his shot. Even if Corey to lose this fight, he's still going to be champion one day. For TJ, it's you got to shit or get off the pot. So there's a little more pressure on TJ. There's a lot of pressure, to be honest, because he loses this one. It's going to be tough, man, especially in that division. It's pretty crammed at the top. So for TJ, there's a lot more on the line than Corey. Corey's a young kid. He has a lot going for him. If he loses this one, he'll get back to it. But for TJ, not the same. So I just think, TJ has an advantage as far as being there in the big spotlights, but he has such a disadvantage when it comes to, taking 2 years off. That's a long time. If we've seen anything with, especially a guy like Conor McGregor, there's a reason why we're not seeing vintage Conor. He's not active. You got to be active. The only way to get better at fighting is by fighting and not by training. So the other thing you got to worry about is TJ, who's an absolute training demon, him being overtrained for this. But he, because remember, they're supposed to fight earlier, but Corey got a cut on the top of his eyebrow there, so they pushed the fight back. So, I'm a little worried about overtraining. I know some guys are like, yeah, but how's he going to feed? He's not an EPO anymore. Dude, I truly believe he only did EPO for that to make 125. So that was a mistake, clearly. So we'll see, man. We'll see.